Jono, was that pleasing today?
Yeah, Lee was another solid performance against a really resilient and tough Hive side. We know the qualities in which they bring. We played them down at their place December time, and lots of long balls into good areas, lots of second balls. And we've got some good quality players, certainly experienced players at this level, and a very experienced management team. So we knew we were up against a tough opponent today. So actually, second half we had a number of decent chances, and actually 1-0. I feel that we probably could have been 2 or 3 up by that point. So yeah, it's great to get the result. It's great to have a clean sheet and another win for us, which is the most important thing.
This was the first time that you've had to change your team in 4 games, with Warren being absent. Is Warren down to injury?
Yeah, so was struggled actually last Saturday. Those at the game would have seen that. We managed to take him off after about the 70-minute mark, and he's not trained this week. He is still struggling. Alex is working with him closely, and we're assessing him in preparation for Tuesday. We know how important Woz is to the team, and his goals and what he brings, and running in behind, and the hard work he brings in that sort of final third. So the sooner we can get him back, the better. As you said, we've had that consistency since that Sittingbourne game, on the 27th. We've had the chance to play three consistent teams over those 3 games, and having to change it today has certainly gave us a sort of platform to build off. And we've always spoken about partnerships, working together. Those sort of combinations that you need across a football team, and we've managed to create those. So the more consistency we can have, the better. Obviously, you are forced into changes at times as a management team, and by having the strength and depth that we've currently got, allows that with ease. With Mids coming in today and taking up that position, with the quality and experience he's got, he goes into that position, with a seamless approach. So, yeah, all positive today. And yeah, going back to your original question, we're assessed was in preparation for Tuesday, and we'll see where we are.
So, one of the substitutions today was Frosty coming on with 20 minutes to go. Was that a tactical decision?
Yeah, we looked at it, and we knew with sort of approaching that 65-70 minute mark is we just didn't want the game to pass us by. The message today with the players was all about, yes, we should be confident but not complacent, and we just felt that it was difficult for Jake today with playing against a strong back 3, aerially and physically, strong centre halves there. We felt that at times he did become a little bit isolated with Miz dropping in, so we felt with fresh energy and fresh legs, and Frosty's a young lad, but he brings a different type of physique up there, and we felt that actually changing things up might be more positive for us. And Frosty's got a great future ahead of him. He's definitely working hard, and even just what he does in training, he's knocking on the door at all times. So we know what a potential talent we've got there waiting in the wings as such.
One thing that certainly is developing is the back 4, and in particularly the partnership between Lechan and Gailey. Are you pleased to see that bond happen so quickly?
Yeah, it's a really good question. Well, actually, I think it's bigger than that. I think having the quality of Aidan in behind them, marshalling and communicating and sort of building that from the back, and then what Frankie's been superb for us. Is we allow our wingers, our fullbacks to go 1v1, and Frankie's superb both up and down, aerially, strong in the tackle, and he's such a superb fullback we've got. Connor the same, takes up great angles and distances, great distribution of the ball, and then Lek and Gailey have just sort of formed this formidable partnership. And when you've got a back 4 as such, you can trust them to play slightly higher up the pitch. You can trust them to go 1v1 at times, and yeah, they've done a great job. And I said to them, it's about concentration, eliminating individual mistakes, and actually play when you can play, but otherwise you hit good areas. But we need that defensive base, and having that, as I think over the last 4 games, has really seen us solidify ourselves in that sort of defensive third to give ourselves a platform to go on and be successful in games.
Obviously, you've been involved in all the players that have come in since you've arrived at the club. Are you pleased with the way they've all gelled in?
Yeah, and I think the last time I did my interview, I probably said around it being a team in transition, and I believe it still is. I think that transition takes a long time. We were accelerated over Christmas period, where we had a chance to get the players in during the day. So we had 3 morning sessions, which gave us a little bit more time upstairs to look at the analysis, the video, and we presented targets to the players, actually breaking down games, section of games, to actually giving them a bit more of a short-term targets. And we found so far that to be a really successful place, a successful position to be in, is actually trying to create that sense of self-belonging, bringing players to the club, making sure that they settle in quickly, and giving them the confidence that they need and the self-belief they need to go and be successful on the pitch. So yeah, it's a current work in progress. I hope the supporters and the fans can see that in the performances and the results. But a game like today, I think if we rewound the clock to 6 to 8 weeks ago, I think we probably potentially either lost that game or drew that game. So I think it shows that not just the performances are getting better, but the strength of character, the group of players we've got, sort of the mental resilience as well, trying to add that into the mix as well. I think we're certainly moving in the right direction.
Is it still a case of looking at it game by game, bearing in mind, obviously the league position's changed for us over the last couple of weeks, or are you looking to set? I know you just mentioned little targets, but are you looking at a bigger picture yet?
Well, as a group, what we've done is we set ourselves a target of a block of games. I won't go into too much detail, but we set ourselves a short-term target in terms of a block of games, and we're currently on target to achieve that point targets as such. We will break it down game by game. Some people were talking about Tuesday before today's game. I said no, the focus is today. We get through today, and then we start our work on Tuesday, and we start focusing on the team and where we are tomorrow morning to see how we prepare for that game. So although we're looking at shorter term targets, we need to actually just make sure that we remain focused on the game in hand and the game in task, and then we go on and continue to hopefully build this good run we're currently on.
And then finally, the supporters were really vocal today. That certainly helps the lads out on the pitch, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I think that's what sort of underpins the success this club's had. I think if you go back, I first joined the club probably 3-4 years ago now, and obviously I went away for a 18-month, 2-year period. The club has always had an incredible fan base, whether that be in the Skeffel last year and the year before and the year before that, etc. But moving to the Isthmian League this year, we knew there'd be challenges and we knew there'd be disappointments. We knew there'd be difficult games. But today at 0-0, we felt that we needed that crowd, and to look, as you're standing in the dugout and look over your right shoulder and you can see, the behind the goal it's absolutely packed out with Ajax fans effectively banging against the hoardings. And again, when the goal went in and the final whistle, it brings the community and the club together. So, by all means, you are our 12th man. We need you as much as possible, and we know there'll be tough times around the corner. Although we've had success in the last few games as such, we know there's going to be some difficult moments between here and the end of the season. And when those difficult moments are going on, or those moments of adversity as such, we need you more than ever. So yeah, keep up the good work, and thank you all for your support.
Brilliant. Thanks, Jono.
Thanks, Lee. Cheers.